What's going on YouTube? Chino here, welcome back to the channel. Now today is going to be an apology video to start off with. I just want to tell you guys that I'm really sorry. It's been a good 2 to 3 weeks since I've posted on the channel. The truth is I took some time off for medical reasons and I wasn't really sure how long I was going to need off, but I needed some time to really gather myself back together and sort of get back into the headspace of creating videos. I also utilized that time to see family, and I went to Oz Comic Con as well, which was a lot of fun. But the truth is I'm back now, I'm feeling better than ever, and don't worry, you No Man's Sky fans, there's going to be plenty of content coming in the next day or so, so keep your eye out for that as well. But let's talk about what today's video is about, and that is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I played this game a lot in the beta and I really enjoyed what I did play, and since launch I have been playing it very thoroughly. I've played a lot of Blackout itself, but I've also played a lot of the multiplayer as well. I plan on getting the boys together, so keep an eye out for a stream because we're going to be playing a lot of zombies. I'm going to be trying all 3 modes and seeing how we go in that. Apparently it's absolutely fantastic, and I've been holding off so that I can get a session in with the boys, so hopefully you guys enjoy that content as well. So what can I say about Call of Duty Black Ops 4 that nobody else has actually said? To be honest with you, I think nothing. And there's probably a reason why people out there are resonating and repeating the same information when it comes to their thoughts and impressions. And that is simply because this new Blackout mode is really high quality and it does feel great. And the good thing about it is, I think, is that they take that Battle Royale recipe and they turn it into something that is still Call of Duty feeling. They don't take anything away from their standard Call of Duty recipe, which is, you know, the equipment and the weapons and the way the combat actually feels, but they're just keeping that survival instinct based game that's currently trending very high on the market. Obviously, #1 game still being Fortnite, but I think they've created something that will genuinely contend for the top spot. And this is always a good thing because obviously when there's competition, then we're going to get higher quality stuff. And if that means that Fortnite up their game and brings something else out that just makes that game a little bit better again, then so be it. And that's good for us as well. And this is the way that the market tends to always be with video games, because you can't really copyright an idea. You can only copyright your assets and those sorts of things. So the design elements and the recipe that comes around this sort of survival base Battle Royale mode will always be able to be repeated, but it depends on how you implement that as to how you sit on the market and how it's taken by fans and gamers alike. Now, just because there's so much praise for the Blackout mode doesn't mean it's all peaches and cream, but before I jump into the bad stuff, I really think that Treyarch deserve a little bit of praise when it comes to implementation of servers. Now, there are a lot of players out there who got the game day one, the very first minute possible, and I think the way they did their worldwide release, i.e. Releasing 6 PM for the physical copy the night before, releasing midnight on the day worldwide, and it's not actually the exact same time worldwide, it's just as it rolls out through the time zones throughout the world. I think they did a great job. I honestly thought, seeing the number of people who were picking up this game, that the servers were going to have a lot of issues. And even though I have seen on Twitter today that there are a couple of issues with servers, there aren't as many as I expected. And to be honest with you, putting 100 players on the same map in one game and implementing that through multiple games at the same time, they've held their end, and it's done quite a good job on my end. And even though there was a little bit of lag here and there, it wasn't dramatic and it wasn't enough for me to stop playing, so hats off to them for that one. Now, even though Blackout has created a lot of praise from me and a lot of other gamers, there are parts of it that still need to be looked at and worked on. But keep in mind that, you know, PUBG and Fortnite stayed in alpha and beta for such a long period of time because they considered the product to not be complete. And I think the way Treyarch have implemented it as it's just part of the release of the game, and it's actually quite good as it is, you know, it's really brave, because they obviously know, and the gamers obviously know, that there will always be room for improvement. The biggest one for me has always been about the way you loot. Since playing in the beta, I did notice that they've made a couple of changes to the way looting works, but it still feels clunky. It still feels very slow. Sorting through stashes of loot and loot on dead bodies and things like that needs to be implemented a little bit better. I think possibly a good place to start would be an auto loot system when it comes to ammo. Not quite for everything, but just so that you don't have to sit there and look at every every different type of ammo and equip it really slowly. But again, this could also be a design choice from them. You know, there could be a risk versus reward when it comes to looting, and that's could be just part of the whole aspect of the survival part of the game. So we've got to keep in mind that this could be something that the way they really just want it to be. They don't want it to be super easy. They want you to sit there and look through the loot. They want you to sit there and figure out what you need and what you don't need. They want you to take a little bit of time while others could be hunting you down as you're doing it. So we've got to think about which way that they really want to go with this. But as a gamer, they can at least fix the menu system, because it does feel quite clunky, and hopefully we'll get that thing sorted quite soon. But overall, Blackout, very happy with it. I think it's obviously the number one thing that has caused people to buy Black Ops 4. I think Black Ops 4 has been one of their best releases in terms of sales, and obviously rightfully deserved. Now, I have queued solo, I have queued duos, but I will say that this part of Black Ops 4 is so much more fun when you queue with a full squad. And I don't know if that's just based on the fact that you just feel like there's a little bit more teamwork and communication, but you know, most of these games are a lot more fun when you're playing with friends, and you know, Blackout mode is definitely no exception to this rule. As a matter of fact, yesterday I played my first couple of games with my squad, and you know, I had a lot of fun, and I managed to win my first game in doing so as well. Maybe that's also because I'm just not quite as good as some of my teammates, and I got a little bit carried, but it was a lot of fun, and getting that final kill at the end and seeing the number one come up certainly makes you want to play again. And speaking of which, obviously replayability is a thing. A lot of the battle royale modes in other games obviously has replayability through leveling up and gaining access to different things. Blackout mode is no exception. So far they've shown that there are characters unlockable with different levels. It seems like every 20 levels you'll unlock a different character just from Blackout itself, but you'll also be able to play characters from unlocking through the zombies mode and the multiplayer mode as well, which is pretty cool. You can play as the specialist as well. So there are different aspects there, and they did say they were going to flesh this system out a little bit more. They were going to add more characters as well. So I suppose we'll just keep our eyes open for that one, just like we'll be keeping our eyes open for any kind of change, because I honestly feel like this game, it will be tweaked for the next 12 months constantly. And that's not due to the fact that they're just trying to make improvements to the game, but it's also due to the fact that they want to keep things fresh, and they obviously want to get as much playability as they can for its maximum lifespan. So those are just some of my thoughts and impressions on Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout mode. Now obviously I'm having a lot of fun with the game, like a lot of people are, and I do recommend you pick it up if you haven't already. There's going to be another video coming out on my multiplayer experience. Now I've sunk a lot more hours into multiplayer than I have Blackout. I've managed to try all different game modes, all the different specialists, level up a little bit, all the different maps, and I'll be giving my thoughts and impressions on the next video as well. Keep your eyes peeled also for a live stream that will be happening in the next 8 to 12 hours of me and the boys trying zombies for the first time, and you'll see our live reaction to that as well. So hopefully I'll see you guys for that. Now lastly, I just want to say thank you for not only watching my first video that I've posted in the last few weeks, but also staying subscribed to the channel during my absent period, not knowing what's been going on. Honestly, I saw my subscriber count go up a little bit during the time I was away, and I didn't really see it drop, so that's really heartwarming. And maybe it's due to the fact that the No Man's Sky community and Pokemon community still watch some of my videos, but honestly, it's just been really nice to come back, be able to start my video making process again, and not really feel like I've lost a lot of ground. So thanks again for sticking around, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.